Before we get into this review, I just want to get this out of the way. I've always pictured Rock as Andre the Giant. I don't know why, but that's what he is to me. So, getting into Words of Radiance, the second book in the Stormlight Archive, the sequel to Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. The big question is, does this hold up to the Way of Kings? Yes and no. Way of Kings for me was an instant classic. I have not fallen in love in a series like this since probably Wheel of Time. This series is phenomenal, and Words of Radiance is still really good, but I just have a few major complaints that I'm going to get out of the way really quickly. Kaladin needs to stop being Superman. There is not one time where another character gets to shine in a fight where Kaladin does not show up and save the day, and it's driving me nuts. Whether it's in the arena with Adolin, or with Dalinar and Adolin, the Assassin in White, he just always shows up and he always kicks ass, and I really don't like that. I want other characters to be able to shine. I do love Kaladin, don't get me wrong. I think he's super interesting. He's turning into the literal Superman. He literally catches Dalinar out of the air while he's falling. That's so Superman, and I just did not like that. It's feeling a little just, I'm gonna stop being afraid people are going to die because I just know Kaladin's going to show up to save them. And also, it felt like one of the main characters should have died. I was betting on either Dalinar or Adolin. When neither of them died, it was kind of just, And even the one character that did die, Yasna Kholin, showed up again, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Now, do I hate all of this and I think it's terrible? No, I really am still looking forward to all of these characters' futures, and I want to jump straight in to Shallan's arc. My prediction about her being a psycho was completely right, in my opinion. There is no direct proof that she is just crazy, but I fully believe that we are going to see her turn out to just be a bad person. Whether that makes her evil or not, I don't know. But I think she is just very conflicted and has definitely done some things that are very morally questionable, and pretty much, in my opinion, just isn't aware of her actions causing just harm. Let's get into Adolin. I love Adolin. He is definitely my top 3 characters of the main characters, including everybody. Rock is my favorite character, but of the main people, Adolin's probably my top 3. Probably goes Dalinar, Kaladin, Adolin. Adolin's arc is super interesting to me because he doesn't really have his own arc. He's just playing parts in everyone else's. His internal thoughts during all this is showing so much about him because he just wants everyone to succeed, especially Dalinar. He is just committed to these people. His loyalty is just off the charts. Even to people like Kaladin, who he doesn't necessarily get along with, Adolin is just loyal to, and I respect the hell out of that. And then we get to the end with him, where he straight up murders Sadeas, and I thought that was such a powerful moment to see him just go from this noble guy to just breaking and being like, fuck you, and just murdering him. I loved it. I thought it was this, oh god moment. Now that being said, I still really wish Adolin had other times to shine in this book, but even his moment in the arena turned into another Kaladin thing, where he did still do some impressive stuff, but the end result was Kaladin saving the day. So now let's get into my favorite character, Dalinar. Dalinar is a badass. I thought throughout this whole book he was going to die, so every time he got into danger, I was just, and he didn't die. But it was still really fascinating to follow him through his arcs, and his relationship with his love interest is still kind of naturally flowing into a more comfortable thing, and I really like that. The conflict between Dalinar and Sadeas, it really felt like they were playing 2 different games. Dalinar is over here playing Risk, while Sadeas is over here playing House of Cards, and the way that resulted in conflict between them was so interesting, and I really enjoyed that. His hatred is so I just got this vibe of simmering hatred throughout this book with him, where I felt like he was just almost about to snap constantly, just right on the edge. And when finally Adolin was the one to do it, it was just this, oh my god moment, and I loved that. I thought Brandon Sanderson did a great job misdirecting people into thinking that Dalinar was about to be the one, because I thought the conflict with Amaram, finding out that he really did betray Dalinar in such a grand way by being such a bad guy, was what was going to finally push him over the edge. But he's just maintaining his cool, maintaining his calm, and I thought that was so, it says so much about Dalinar, and it says so much about Adolin, and I thought that was so neat. Now let's talk more about Kaladin overall. His big conflict in my mind of this series was morality and should he save the king. And when he finally comes around and does the right thing, because I put it in air quotes because it really, this book makes you wonder, is it the right thing or not? And his final justification for saving the king was this connection with his brother that, okay, like I get what you're doing, but that doesn't mean the king's not a shitty king and people aren't still going to die. I mean, people are still going to die as a result from this king. So I think the book did a really good job of you understand everyone's side. I don't hate the guy who wanted to kill the king. I still understand him, and I think that Kaladin's assumption that it's all vengeance for him may even be wrong. I think this guy might really just care. Kaladin finally swoops in and becomes Superman for the assassin in white fight and finally kills him. There's a lot of air quote kills in this series. And then there's Shallan, who died but didn't, and I'm afraid Brandon Sanderson is afraid to kill his characters. I fear that he has that fear, and I really wish that he would just, I love all these characters. I don't want to see them die, but I want there to feel actual danger, and it's getting to the point where I don't feel danger for these characters anymore. I think they are just they're going to stick with us throughout the whole series, and it worries me. That being said, I still really love this book. I'm going to give it a very solid 8 out of 10. Not quite as good as the 9.5 I gave the first one. I thought the first one was an instant classic. This one, it not quite there, but I still really, really enjoyed it. I don't know what to read next. I'm not sure if I wanted to get into Brandon Sanderson's other series. I've heard Warbreaker's really good. I've heard mixed things about Mistborn. Let me know what you think I should get into, and please have a great day. Peace.